All right, let's jump over and talk about the Cardinals and the Panthers. So we saw the Cardinals get their first loss last week on the back of Kyler Murray throwing 3 interceptions. The Panthers got their first win off of a lot of turnovers with the Chargers. So hopefully this is a get-right game for the Cardinals. Panthers don't scare me too much in this one. Their defense is a bit overrated at this point. So they're allowing the 30th most points to quarterbacks, 26th to tight ends, 19th to wide receivers. We know they're terrible against the run. That's just been what they've been for a while now. But I think all those other numbers are a bit inflated. So I think this is a good week for the Cardinals to get things right. I'm actually surprised that the spread is only 3.5. I figured the Cardinals would actually come out with a higher spread right now. So I'd be smashing the Cardinals covering right now. Cardinals defense has been okay against receivers as well. They did allow some points to Kenny Golladay last week. So we'll see. Patrick Peterson looks, still not near his old elite self, but he has been able to slow down some of those huge performances. That being said, we're starting our studs in this one. We're not gonna step away from Kenyan Drake right before he plays the second worst defense in the league against the run. If there's gonna be a week that Kenyan Drake goes off, this is most certainly gonna be it. At this point, Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins they're matchup independent. Doesn't matter. You're going to be starting them every week until they prove otherwise. And I think you can start the Cardinals defense in this one. I just don't buy into the Panthers offense just yet. Teddy Bridgewater has been disappointing up to this point, and may even start to be concerned about him getting replaced by PJ Walker at some point this season. We'll see if he's able to get things together, but they have really struggled in the red zone. They've been able to get down to the 10-yard line pretty easily, and they've had to rely on their kicker far too much up to this point. It's been really upsetting for DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson and the running backs there. Teddy Bridgewater has just not been very good in the red zone. So hopefully they can get that turned around this week, but I'm not counting on it. Chase Edmonds is an interesting play if you're in a desperate situation. He has been getting a lot of receiving work, but he still hasn't come anywhere near the carry or the snap count as Kenyan Drake. So if you're in a desperate spot, I'll throw him out there. And then Andy Isabella, I don't understand with this team, why they refuse to give him more touches. Maybe last week will prove it otherwise, but assumption of rational coaching here, I don't see them giving Andy Isabella enough touches to actually warrant a start again. He had 2 touchdowns last week, but prior to that point, he had only run 14 routes. Didn't even run that many routes last week either. He just was efficient with the routes that they gave him. So I'm not trusting him just yet. Keep him on your bench. You don't have to throw him out there in your starters. If he has another good week, then he becomes an every week start for you. But Christian Kirk is going to come back at some point, and Larry Fitzgerald still gets targets. So I'm pretty much only trusting Murray, Drake, and Hopkins in this one. On the Panthers side, you can throw Mike Davis back out there. He put up a really good week for you last week against a good defense, and I think at this point, especially if you picked him up to replace Christian McCaffrey, he's at least getting you decent points. So you're going to keep starting him. DJ Moore had a pretty disappointing week last week. I think he has a rebound game here against the Cardinals. Not worried about him. And Robbie Anderson has been one of the surprise plays of this season. They're both getting enough volume, and especially with Christian McCaffrey out. If the Cardinals come off to a hot start and the Panthers have to abandon the run, all 3 of these guys are going to see a ton of targets. So I like them for that reason. Curtis Samuel was interesting. He had an okay game last week, but probably not going to be forcing myself to start him unless I'm absolutely desperate. He's probably like a fringe wide receiver 4 option this week. And Panthers defense, probably not going to be playing them against the Cardinals. I think they're going to have a good rebound game after losing last week. All in all, though, I think the Cardinals win this one pretty decisively. I've got them winning this one 24-16 over the Panthers. Panthers just have to be able to get the ball in the end zone before I'm going to start trusting them to be able to perform in these games against better offenses.